Hoi, we are live. Hello, everyone. It's good to be back from last week. This week, I'm using Streamlabs just to see if it makes any difference from Restream. So I hope everyone can hear and hear me okay, and everything else. Hiya. Also, as well, it's quite good that I can bring up people's messages now as well. Which is good. Where on Restream you can't really do that, so I'm wondering if the picture quality is better and everything else. So yeah, live. What's that mean? Yeah, I both. It could be in any connect. Yeah. So I normally use Restream, but someone said to use Streamlabs because it could be a better connection. So I'm just wondering if it's a better connection. So hi Bobby, how's it going? And Burger saying so. Yeah, so go back to last week. I don't know whether it was the flu or a cold, but I felt so rough. On the Saturday when it started on the Saturday morning, and I just felt so rough. And yeah, I just felt really bad for about 4 days, and I drugged myself up and everything. But yeah, it really hit me, and I don't really know why. But I'm wondering if it's because I haven't had a flu jab yet, which I'm going for on Saturday coming. That's what I'm hoping. Hope it weren't the plague. It could have been. I mean, anything's possible, isn't it? Nowadays, anything's possible. So yeah, I'm back on track now, and I can actually breathe now, and it's all good. It's all good. Now, I have ordered obviously the Robocop and the Alien build. I've got up to issue 20 coming of the Alien build, and I've got up to issue 4 of Robocop. They have been in the country since Friday. Yeah, I think since Friday. So I ordered them on Thursday, and they've gone through all of the night. And by Friday morning, they were here in the UK, and they haven't moved, or it hasn't been updated. The tracking hasn't been updated. So started to do my X01 right door. Is that the one with the sticker on now? Are they putting the stickers on now, or are they putting the or is it a decal or whatever? I'm not too sure on that. I know they didn't put it on the first door, and then they started to do it, and I know the back door one is wrong. It's slanted slightly. I know no one can win on it. Absolutely no one can win. It's just yeah. Did anyone receive issue 2 of the Eddie Stobart? I think that's out this week, isn't it? That issue's out this week, or is it already out? I see that some people have already got it through their subscription, but that's out this week, and that's what you get. I don't think it's changed much from the test run, but yeah, I wanted to show everyone because I got this, didn't I? And I built it, and then obviously Saturday hit, and I didn't really talk about it much. I did talk about it on the Patreon stream on Friday, but I thought I'd mention some stuff about it as well. But yeah, it was already done. So what is it okay now? Is it straight? Because like I said, I know the back door had problems with the sticker not level or over too much or something. Yeah, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, I hope it goes okay with you. Hope it goes all right. So Jay released issue 2 video today. Yeah, I see. Like I said, I think a lot of people got issue 2 and 1 this week from their subscription, and I think issue 2 comes out this week. It's weekly from this week, I do believe. Yes, it is weekly from this week. Hopefully this week the Knight Rider will be released. Now the website's up and running, and yeah, it's all ready to go. All they've got to do is push the live button for it to go live, and then the Knight Rider will be up. I won't be getting it. I was never, I never watched Knight Rider, and I didn't really get into the series, and the car isn't special really to me, so I won't be building the Knight Rider. I had this discussion actually with Alex Builds, who said, would I be building it? And I said no, and he said if he does, it would be his last car build for a while. I've mentioned it many times. I've sort of done with car stuff now. Yeah. Why does Hachette not put screws in marked bags like Hugo Moss? Don't know. It's the one of many. It's the many mysteries of them. I really don't know why. They've done it for a long time. Yeah. I'm not doing the Eddie Stobart or the Knight Rider. Yeah, I'm not doing the Knight Rider. Just because it doesn't interest me. So it has to interest me enough to do it. I don't just do things for the sake of doing them. It's the same with the Eddie Stobart truck as well. It's nothing. There's nothing there to interest me enough. You know. I'd prefer the Baywatch cars crop over kit. Yeah. Also, as well, it's worth noting that I saw in a few groups. Actually, Mark, you might be able to help me with this one. On some of the groups said that this truck isn't Twiggy. Twiggy was the name of another truck, and this one here was called Dolly, I do believe. So the model that we get, or the model that you get for free is Dolly, obviously. Don't know if you can see all that. Apparently, that was this lorry, but Twiggy was the first truck to be named, but apparently it wasn't this truck. If you get what I mean, I thought that was the truck, but apparently Twiggy was never this truck. So that's their first mistake, I think. Yeah, I saw it. I think it was on on the Eddie Stobart group with Dave Say, and I saw someone put that there was actually a few people that put they thought Twiggy was the name of a loader, and not this truck. It was the name of another truck. So yeah, I don't really know that. I don't really know the backstory enough. This is what I mean. I don't really know the backstory of it enough. Hello, Mr. Both. So yeah, so there was a woman's model called Twiggy. Yeah, Twiggy was a model, a famous model. They named all Eddie Stobart trucks, all named after women. Actually, I think you can actually petition now for a truck to be named whatever name, any female you want now. But I think Twiggy was the first name to appear on the truck. I just don't think it was this truck. I believe, I think someone said on the group. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. There was a lot of people saying I thought Twiggy was another truck, which was a loader, which is it doesn't have it's not a trailer end like this. A loader is the one that carries rubble and stuff like that. It doesn't separate, and it's got like a back to it, if you know what I mean. And then this one was called Dolly. Now you do get Dolly, she's there, which is this truck, just called Dolly. So yeah. Hi Andy. Yeah. Tucky Truck Force. Yeah. I just don't know much about it, but I hope it does well. We also know that the Hogwarts Express is coming out. Like I said, I don't know when, but I know it's coming. I would imagine before Christmas, if not probably just after. But it is coming out. As soon as I've got like the website and stuff like that, it normally goes semi-live about 2 or 3 weeks before, but then it should appear on the newsagent's system, so you can see when it's coming out. And as soon as I have all that information, I will then tell you guys. I'm also doing some reviews of Star Trek books. So this one came yesterday. This one came on Friday. So I've got them. I've also got some more Star Trek stuff coming as well, because I've sort of neglected it, because I was doing a lot of Star Trek review stuff on the channel, and then I haven't done anything for a long time. So I've started up again. Good evening, Jay. Yeah, hope you are okay and well. And you know, it's not stressing you out too much. But yeah, I hope you're okay and it's going well and stuff like that. So yeah. But yeah, you're building this, isn't you, Jay? And we were just saying that there was some discussion on the Facebook group that this isn't actually Twiggy. That Twiggy was another truck. Do you know what? I haven't even actually gone through this to look, though it does appear on there. That is Twiggy there, but someone mentioned that it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't this unit on the back. And by that photo, it doesn't look it. It does actually look like a loader, but yeah, strange one. I don't actually. I don't. All I know is that it's the Hogwarts Express train. So whatever engine that is, that's what it's based on. I do know that Hachette have released that train before as a standard loco, and that's why they went ahead and done it, because all they've done is change the colour and a few pieces to it, because it's just a basic engine. But they have done that engine before as just a normal train, so it's sort of like a re-release, but isn't. Stressed. Yes, Building A Part 2 was on the channel tonight. Yep. Yeah, like I say, is that through the subscription? I see a lot of people with a subscription getting it. Issue 2's out tomorrow in the out Wednesday in the newsagents, so that's out this week. Has anything changed from the test run, Jay? Because I know it doesn't look like lots have changed. I mean, I've got issue 1 here, and then nothing's changed, I don't think, from issue 1 as well. I also saw as well that that Wayne said he's not building this, which I find strange, because he normally builds everything. But I would imagine that Agora will do this. So I would imagine when this goes to Agora, Wayne will end up making that anyway. So, hi John, how's everything going? But yeah, so I'm just waiting now for I didn't do the test, as I couldn't get it. Yeah, I know some people did. I think, did Mark, did you do the test? Yeah, that was another thing as well. The test run said 130 issues, and now it says 140. I've got a funny feeling as well that the Robocop that I'm building and the Alien, now they're only 100 issues, but I've got a funny feeling they're going to be longer when they come out over here. They could even be like 110 or 120, even though the parts that we get in the 100 lineup isn't a lot anyway, as you've seen. So it's going to be an interesting one. Was based on the Hall Class C engine. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. But yeah, that's okay. But yeah, that's coming out, and it looks really good. But I know that is coming out. Don't know when. It could be in a couple of weeks' time. It could be at the end of the year. It could be the start of the year. It is due to come out, so people don't panic. It is coming out. Knight Rider is I think Knight Rider is the next part work to be released, which is any time now. Like I said, the website's done. Everything is done. They've literally just got to push a button to make it go live. That's it. Yes. So just to clarify on that, well done, Jay. The Iron Man is extended for 20 issues. So Iron Man gets complete in issue 100, just like what was the one where it completed? That was it. The DeLorean. So the DeLorean, I think, was complete in 100 issues, wasn't it? And then they extended it 40. The Iron Man is extended for 20. I know that because someone in France sent me the email that they received saying it's continuing on past 100, and you had to contact D'Agostini if you didn't want to carry on. So the Iron Man definitely finishes at 100, and then it's extended for 20 issues, and they are for the battle damaged sections, which include the arms, the chest, the hands, and the head. And lots of people have been a bit worried about this because no one's seen any pictures or anything like that, so no one knows what it's going to look like. And also in the email, it doesn't say anything about the legs. So everyone's obviously a bit worried that we're going to have like a battle damaged version of Iron Man from his chest up and nothing else. Also as well, obviously it doesn't explain whether you can. Now the head and the hands, they obviously pop off, but the arms don't. So a lot of people are saying, are we building another arm? Are we do the panels come off and we connect them on? If so, that means we have to take the panels off to unscrew them and then screw them back on. No one really knows, and yeah, it's a bit of a what's no one knows anything. So yeah, sorry, 20, not 40. Yeah, but thanks for bringing that up because yeah, so it's been extended. That's definitely. I think, in fact, I'll probably bet money on it that is the same thing that's going to happen with RoboCop as well. That they're going to supply a different head. The only reason I say that is because the helmet comes off. So you could have like in the first movie there's a zag line down here and a part of the mask missing. So I've got a funny feeling that they're going to supply two different heads to put on, maybe even two different faces, and obviously his chest as well. But they don't have to do too much to his hands and his legs and all that sort of stuff. It was mainly the battle damage to his chest and his head. So I do believe that we're going to get some extra issues for the RoboCop at the end. It comes with the next. Oh right, okay. You're talking to John. I'm just trying to see. You see the stuff pops up at the side here, and you see him talking. And I don't know whether it's to me or themselves, but obviously themselves. That's fine. But yes, like I said, the RoboCop and the Alien are in the UK, and I was hoping that they were in the UK on Friday, so it took one day for them to get from France to the UK. I was hoping that I'd get them on Saturday, but nothing has moved since. So yeah. Hi Moonova, how's everything going? And good morning. But yeah, so I'm hoping that they turn up. So I've got some issues. If you're a patron, you'll get issues 2, 3, and 4, sort of near enough as soon as I record them, and then you'll get, and then obviously they'll go on they'll go on YouTube once a week. I've ordered some stuff from eBay, so I'm going to be doing some reviews on that stuff as well, because like I said, I used to do a lot of Star Trek reviews, and yeah, I've just sort of set that to the back burner, and I'm going to start all that up again. Thank you. Yeah, I got the email on Saturday, and it processed it all, and it's still in the processing mode now. It said it can take up to a month, but it's still in that processing mode. But yeah, it looks like it's all gone through fine. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, not thank me really. Thank you guys for supporting me. I've got issue 6 and 7 of the Citroen on their way to me. Can't wait. It's the door and interior. Cool. Yeah, that looks really good. How is your how is the Harley coming? The bike. Because that looks amazing as well. That's 1/4 scale, so that's a beast. That is. I haven't known. I very much doubt Roman Reigns is leaving. Very, very much doubt that. And I have got my Edge t-shirt on. Yes, Andy. Yeah, I haven't heard, and I wouldn't have thought he'd be leaving. Not a chance. So yeah, like I said, I've come away from the Star Trek bit a bit, and I thought I'll go back into it, and I've got some absolute bargains from eBay and from Eaglemoss, so they're all coming. And that's it really. I've got issues 14 to 20 of the Alien build. Now that does the arm, and I think we start on the outer part of the rib cage, because on the Alien, the rib cage is, it sort of goes round, but it's like on the outside, if you know what I mean. And then it's sort of like, I would imagine it'd be the silicone on the other side of that. It's a really interesting build, really interesting. Yeah. It was the Springfield, sorry, not the Harley. Yeah. It's been suspended on account for some odd reason. Why is that? That's really strange. Though in saying that, I saw some people that were building it haven't uploaded any videos for over a month. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there. That's strange. That is. Yeah, it's not the first time I've heard that sort of thing as well. It wasn't a test run, was it? I don't think it was a test. But like I said, I think I've seen some other videos of it, and they haven't uploaded anything. That's why I thought I'd ask, because I haven't seen any videos or anything mentioned about it for a while. So I thought I'd ask, because I know you're building it. Yeah. So I'm just waiting patiently like this. I'm going to be looking out the window. I'm going to be a peeping Tom looking out the window tomorrow. Hopefully, on my tracking, it tells me that it's getting closer. That's what I'm hoping. It's going to be closer and closer. So I'm hoping. Yeah, like I said, it said that it's been received in the recipient's country, so in the UK, on the tracking, and that's all it's said since Saturday, since Friday. Friday afternoon, it said that. So I'm hoping it's here tomorrow. But with everything that's going on at the moment, because everyone's gone a bit crazy again, it might not be. So, because I know they've been having shortages, and in saying that, I've got a feeling, because I know Hachette. Well, no, it's not Hachette. Let me rephrase that. WH Smith News. Now they're the company that delivers your newspapers, your magazines, and all that sort of stuff. Have been struggling. They have a distribution centre in my local town, and they've been looking for staff. But I know they've been struggling because there's been a lot of people that collect the Warhammer magazine. Now, issue 5 was supposed to come out this on Wednesday and never did. In some places it did, in other places it didn't, because they've got massive problems getting stock to the shops. It seems to be okay with the newspapers, but the magazines they haven't. So I've got a funny feeling it's going to affect this as well, and it's only going to get worse, I believe, which is all we need. Got issue 60 and 72 to repair the broken door switch for the Reliant Renault, and also 91 £quarter. Yeah. How do you go about? Do you get replacements or you just fix them? Is that how it goes? Hi Alex, how's it going? What I cannot stand is why give you parts that you have to keep in a safe place until you need them later on the belt. Cars are especially for this, Bobby. So everything's the same, I think. I think what they do is they always supply things like this and the bonnet and stuff like that first, and then they don't get put on until very later in the build. I remember when my wife was building the GT 500, the Mustang, and I think the first issue was like the bonnet, the top of the bonnet. That didn't. Now it was 100 issues, and that was an issue 1. That didn't get attached until around issue 92, 93. So it sat in a box for that long. The Ecto one's another one as well. That's sat in a box for a very long time as well, I believe, before we fitted them. The head of the Terminator, I think we completed, and we didn't attach it for a very long time. So I think this is the sort of way that they get you in. They sort of go, oh, this is. They normally give you a big part or big parts for at least the 4 issues to keep you entertained, and then they sort of revert back to normal. But I would imagine this section, though we've got it here, it probably doesn't fit onto the truck until very, 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 very late on in the build. But like I said, I'm not building that, but yeah, they're famous for doing things like that. Ordered some power tools on Friday. Too bad I can't use them on the part works. Now I need to find even more projects so I can use them on something. Yeah, build an entertainment unit, but don't do a Joey and don't build it over too big. Yeah, I'm not doing bad. Yeah, good. What have I missed? The Night Riders duo. Any day the website is live, and all they've got to do is push a button. That's all I know. The website is ready to go. It's packaged, ready to go. Hogwarts Express is definitely coming out, hopefully before the end of the year, but it may be into next. So yeah, had to secure spare issues, but issue 60, the electronic is sold out and rarer than Steve. Had a spare issue and got sent to me. Yeah, I've noticed that as well, Jay. Any electrics that pop up on the site go like that. Issue 3 of the Alien build is a perfect example of that. But yeah, I have noticed that any electrics tend to sell out very quickly on there, so it's worth it. You have to sort of get them straight away, don't you? It's lucky that you've been able to source one as well, really. We did the cockpit canopy in issue 1 and it was fitted in issue 9. There you go. You see, they do like supplying big parts for the first 4 issues. You know, that's issue 1. That's issue 1. You know, so I mean, this won't get put on probably until the end, I would imagine. When we get the, we're getting the back plate and the face, but even then, I don't think we'll connect it onto the body of Robocop until right near the end. But that was issue 1. So 911 hood was built in the first issue. First needed it to test the lights in yeah. How many issues is the Hogwarts Express? I don't know at this stage. I think it was 120 on the test run, or was it 100? I'm not entirely sure, but I would imagine they've upped that number just like they have done with the Eddie Stobart truck. So I wouldn't put it past them that they've extended it to maybe 130 or even 140 issues. You remember, we are building the loco and the passenger car as well. the first passenger car, and you'll also get track to put it on. That's part of the build as well. Subscribers, I think, if you subscribe and you go for the premium option, you get platform 9.5 or 9 3/4, I do believe 9 3/4 it's called. Yeah, you get the platform as a diorama if you pay a little bit extra, but I think it's going to be around the 130, 140 mark, I would imagine. The gun turret, Millennium Falcon was gun turret, not fitted until around issue 8. Yeah, I remember the Millennium Falcon. That brings back memories. That does. That really does. Yeah. But you're right. Yeah. But yeah, and the canopy as well. You've got the canopy. I remember building the canopy very early on in the Millennium Falcon, and it wasn't connected for a while. I remember that. I'm hoping the Knight Rider drops this week. Like I said, all I know, well, the website's done, everything's done. They're literally just got to push a button to make it go live. That is it. It may go this week. It may go next. All I know is that it's all ready. It's all ready. They've just got to push the live button, which may even be pushed tomorrow. But I wouldn't have thought it would be later than the end of this month, if you know what I mean. I would imagine within the next couple of weeks or days, but it is ready to go. I think it also comes down on stock levels, on how much stock they've got of issue 1 and 2, because obviously it's only for subscribers only, because it will be out in the newsagents, but not yet. That's what they've told me. So all of their collections are coming out in the newsagents. They're just not yet. That's what they keep telling me. They just keep saying it isn't due out in the newsagents yet. They could have turned around and said it's never coming out, or it's subscribe only, but they don't say that. They say not yet. So Knight Rider's probably come out. By looking at the timescale between between the Dodge Charger, which came out around the same time as the Iron Man, I would imagine that most people will be on like issue 30 or 40 mark before it reaches the newsagents, because that's what we are on the Dodge Charger. So I would imagine that's the number we're going to get to before it's out in the newsagents. The Iron Man is probably the next. Well, I know it's the next fan home to drop in the newsagents. Citroen is all over the place in parts. Issue 1 bonnet, issue 2 wheel, suspension, grille. Yeah. Another one that was like that actually was the DB5 and the Jaguar as well. I believe the Jaguar E-Type, not the one, the Eagle Moss version, not the one that Agora are doing. No, I do think it's probably going to be the same thing, where they have lots of parts lying around for a long time, and I think that one was like the worst. I even believe that you got parts that you didn't need to build, and we've had that before with certain builds as well, where they've supplied things and you didn't need to do anything. The Route Master, it was. They supplied like things like figurines and things like that, where if you're supplying a figurine, at least have something from the previous issue to build, but you don't. It's normally, this is the figurine, that is it. So you know when you're getting old when you choose for lemon and the lime fruit. Yeah, I have done one of the tilting rocks. Yeah, I see that base. It's huge, isn't it? It's very big. How many more issues of the Spitfire is there left? Because the Bismarck, I do believe, is still going as well, isn't it? Am I still not building it? Nope. No, not the Knight Rider. Like I said, I wasn't a fan. I'm not a fan of the car, and I definitely weren't a fan of the series. I never watched it, so I wouldn't build something that I hadn't got any interest in, just for the sake of it, sort of thing. I've got enough builds on at the moment anyway. So I built the original DB5 and heavily modified it, but sadly had to sell it because of family issues. Yeah, we've all been there, Jay. We've all been there. We have all been there. We've all had to, I mean, I used to collect Hot Toys, and I sold all them, and Transformers as well. I had every Transformer from the movies. So the movie line Transformers they did, I had every single one. I think I had over 500 Transformers. I sold all them to buy Hot Toys. And I had 30 or 40 Hot Toys at one point, and I sold all them so I could buy some of these. So yeah, you do go through these phases, that's for sure. Not sure, but I think it's another 20. What's that on? Oh right, okay, yeah, the Spitfire. Oh right, okay, you're up to issue 2, 120 issues to go. Yeah, it's still a way off, isn't it? Really, still a fair way off. Same as the Bismarck, I believe, the same as well. And the belts, yeah, I mean, this one, the Intercontinental one I've got just here. I think that's the second time I'm buying that. But needs must and all, yeah. Fat belly. Have you tried modded painting the base of the Terminator? No, I do not mod any of my builds. Any of them. I always keep them stock, and I haven't done it. And it looks pretty fine, to be fair. I mean, hang on, let me just move it over and you can see it. I mean, it looks fine. It's just a bit dusty. But I have noticed with the Terminator how poor the batteries last. I put Duracell batteries, the top of the range batteries in this. And the base, I think, lasted for 3 days, even with it turned off. And the ones in the head lasted not even 24 hours. With it all turned off and then back on again, they were dead. The electrics, I don't know whether it's the electrics or what, but something is definitely draining those batteries. It would definitely be worth investing in either recharges or a mod of some kind. You can do it for the base. I think the mod for the base is easy. I've seen the batteries on Amazon where you can buy them, and you put them in the like fake ones, but it has a lead coming out of one of them that you can plug in. It's just the head that you won't be able to for, but it does drain the batteries really badly. Interesting. Sadly, I have to sell my Routemasters diorama as I can't take it with me. Yeah, like I said, I've been there. I've done that. The thing is, things come around in circles all the time, and I guarantee you'll end up either picking it up or getting something else to replace it. It's not a good build. but yeah, like I said, I've never modified any of my builds. So all my builds are done as stock. I think personally, I think we spend a lot of money on them already, and to get them, I mean, obviously, if you want them identically perfect, I think it's very hard to do with them. But to get them really good, I think you have to spend a little. But I think they're pretty good. I think I'm pretty happy with my Terminator, despite having no mods. I think it looks brilliant. Yeah, a lot of the mods as well require you to undo stuff. I think that is a little bit of the problem, because when they come up with the mods, they have to see first the bit they need to mod, and then they mod it, which at that point you have to then take it apart or not build it, sort of thing, which, yeah, can be a bit of a pain. The base is okay. I think the base could, I mean, that's probably the easiest part of the Terminator to build, actually, and the fingers and all that sort of stuff. Interiorly, things like the piston and stuff like that would be a bit of a nightmare, I think, to do. The electrics for the head, probably another nightmare. But the base, modding the base and the electrics and things like that probably be very easy, because you can slide bits in and out. I want to do mods on my fire truck, mainly stickers and tools. Yeah, there's little things that you can do. I've seen, I think it was part work upgrades. who have now started to sell little stickers that you can put inside the windshield of cars and stuff like that. That would be really good if you could, especially for the Peugeot build, if you could get a little tax disc or something to stick in the window, that would be really cool, because it's little things like that it lacks. But saying that, the Routemaster has things like that. The Routemaster actually has a tax disc and all that sort of stuff in the window. It lacks some certain bits on the Routemaster. The electrics are awful on the Routemaster, but yeah, the things like the side indicators, the only changeable route destination is on the front. A lot of people expect it to be on the side and the back as well, but it was only on the front you could do it. The little number blind at the front that flips open. No idea why it flips open. There's nothing inside it, and you can't change it. And I know a lot of people were not that impressed with that. I think strobe light would be the case. I think it would if you could get it to go in time with one of the sound effects. That would be brilliant. The laser sound effect would be really cool. But once again, I think that requires another circuit board to obviously do that, or a bigger one. And these are all done on budget. You got to think they have a set budget to do these builds, and then they have to do them within that budget, which is why we tend to get a lot of rubbish electrics, because they're cheap. Some mods are a little too expensive. Some mods are very expensive, yes. And the base, no issues. Weird. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think the drain in the head, I think it's to do with, a friend of mine said it's a connector problem. So it could be because the head is mainly die cast. And obviously if electric touches it even slightly, it could drain the battery. And I think that's what's happening, but I can't see where. So, because the current is going through the board, which obviously sparks off. And if any leads or anything touches the metal casing of it or something, it would spark out, and that's what could drain the battery. But yeah, run some thin wires from the head to the base. Yeah, that's another thing as well, because the Iron Man has the same electrics as the Hot Toys version. Now, Hot Toys, some people have already done mods for their Hot Toys, and you can actually buy them already made. The problem is with the Hot Toys version is the wires, because you have so just like the Iron Man that we're building, the Hot Toys has a battery pack in the arm, which you push on and off with the hand. Then it has one on the chest, which is normally pushed onto the back. The batteries go on the back, and that. The one in the head is normally you have to take the head off to push it and to put the batteries in. And then you have ones in the legs as well. But some people can run wires from each bit. It's just hiding those wires. I think it would be a little bit easier on the Iron Man, on our Iron Man, because we can unscrew it and actually hide it. But I think you needed to do it now rather than later, if you know what I mean, because of unscrewing everything and everything else. But there are mods already out. So if you wanted to mod your Iron Man to run on USB or something like that, look online. There's already places you can buy the mods from to do that, because people already do that with the Hot Toys. I know I have to add 2 screws on the rear window of Ecto 1 and replace them with 2 different ones. Yeah, also as well, talking about the Ecto, you've just brought up something. I saw an email go out recently to say the left door is wrong. Apparently it's got a wing mirror on it, and it shouldn't have that wing mirror. Eagle Moss are replacing that bit later on, but they're telling people to take it off for now, and then they'll give you the replacement part later on, because apparently on the movie version it doesn't have a wing mirror on the left side. I didn't even notice, but apparently it doesn't, and the one that they've supplied does. So, but then there was a lot of inaccuracies to the DeLorean that they brought out. Mainly, as a lot of people pointed out, was to do with the gearbox, because the DeLorean was a manual, and the one that we got was an automatic. So I know a lot of people got that, but that is because when they do these scans of the cars, they're using not the film car, they're using a replica of the car, if you know what I mean, which is in the same case with Ecto 1 is why it got the wing mirror on the left side when it shouldn't have, because on the replica car, it has it. But on the actual movie car, it doesn't. And that's because Eaglemoss scanned the replica car and not the official movie one. And they did that with the DeLorean as well. Lead wires in with speakers works, enough power in it to power on LEDs. Yeah, I don't want to touch it too much because all the wires are in there. But if I can get sort of a power pack that can fit in the battery compartment, which you can buy on Amazon, you can just run that straight off a USB. So that would be a thing for the base. The head is another matter. I'm not too sure there. That's disappointing to hear about Terminator. Do you think they've done that intentionally? Don't know. But they there is a running thing between the part work people and stuff like that. And that years ago this was how the running theme was how long the electrics will last, because electrics do not last very long in part works. In some they do, in others they don't. My Millennium Falcon, some of the electrics work, some of them don't. I've never changed anything. I've never done anything different. The batteries actually still work in it, even though they're very old now. But I've even taken the batteries out and put new ones in. But some of the lights now do not work on it. And it's like a running theme with Partworks because they use very cheap electrics. The Routemaster was ahead. I would have loved to have had it with sounds and lighting up, but it was awful. it was yeah. I gave up on the electrics very early on. That's the right door, the Ecto one. The right door. Okay, not the left one, the right one. My mistake, sorry. But I'm remembering about that. Yeah, so Ecto 1 replacement door is supplied with issue 29. Yeah, see, that's what I thought as well. But yeah, that is Eaglemoss, because what they've done is they've scanned the replica car. So a lot of people nowadays they build these replicas, don't they, for DeLorean and stuff like that. Eaglemoss finds them and then 3D scans them, and then that's what they produce their models based on, which is wrong. And not you can evidence this on the DeLorean because it had automatic gearbox, because that's what the show car had, which is the replica, and not the manual. It also has a wing mirror in the front, which obviously the proper DeLorean never had. And behind the passenger seat, this is how much they've scanned it, and they've got it just right on the show car, on the replica car, is because on the passenger seat, if you flip the seat forward, you'll see a speaker and some buttons or dials. Now they are to operate the sound effects for when it's at shows, and Eaglemoss actually replicated that, and they're not even in the proper car. So yeah, but yeah, just got my front door replacement for the Ecto 1. Is that the back door? Is that, or one of the front or the side doors? Because I know the back one, the sticker was wrong. I know a few people have said that the sticker was wrong on that. Thanks. I'd be very much like to see a World War mail tank. Well, the King Tiger. The King Tiger's just come out, or is coming out. It's just been tested here in the UK. That looks very good. It looks, apart from the model, it has everything the Eogora one has. So it has the remote control, the camera, the sound effects, the smoke, the gunner on top, and all of that. It's just the King Tiger, which was a German tank, I do believe, World War II one. But yeah, I don't know why the models are all like this. They're never 100% perfect. I've always said this. It's just the way that it is. I would imagine there are some probably flaws on this truck as well, because of them doing stuff and getting it right and scanning it and stuff like that. These ones, like the Routemaster, I think the Routemaster's a very good replication of the actual one that they're trying to build. And I think we're going to get a very good replication of this as well, whoever's building that. Great chat tonight, Kev. Got to go. Right, cheers, John, for popping by. Good night. Have a nice evening. But yeah, I don't know if any other thing is coming out. Oh, well, the Starsky and Hutch is supposed to be tested at some point. I thought it was going to be in September. I think it's going to be further on, but apparently it is getting tested. That's the Gran Torino from Starsky and Hutch. Once again, I never watched the show, and the newer film that they produced wasn't very good. But yeah, there is that. It seems like other partworks in some partworks is being modded nowadays. I love it when they add extra bits. I don't know when just modify it for the sake of it. Yeah, they do that as well. Yeah. Good night. Take easy. Have a good evening. But yeah, Alex. Yeah. And also as well, when they go, oh, we'll rectify it. They always do it very late on as well. So I remember the very famous one was the steering column for the DeLorean. It wasn't long enough. Well, mine fitted fine, but I think a lot of people, it wasn't long enough, was it, for the steering wheel to reach the mechanism to turn the wheels on the DeLorean. But they supplied the piece, but I think it was in like issue 1991, by which point we had already put the body on the car. There was no way I was going to go back in there and rip out the whole chassis, take apart the majority of the interior just to put this rod in. No way. So I think a lot of people did the same thing as well. I think a lot of people just kept hold of that. Front door without the mirror. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. That's the right side, isn't it? The Ecto, yeah. If I remember rightly. Yep. So, how many has the switches got on the Enterprise D? So, I think there's going to be one switch for the saucer section, 2 switches for the star drive section, so for the neck and the deflector dish section, so that's 3, and 1 each for the nacelles, so 5 in total. Yeah, I don't know if it's coming with a remote neither. I think they're literally just little switches that you switch on. I know they're push button switches for the nacelles, and it's a little switch for the neck section of the star drive section, the hull, which obviously would then go into, looks like, right, it connects into the main deflector dish section, which will also no doubt have a little switch. And then I would imagine that the saucer section will also have a switch on it as well at some point around it. So I would imagine it has 5 switches on it. It might even have more, but I would imagine it has 5, which is a lot. And I mean, there's a lot of wiring in that saucer section, isn't there? A lot of wiring. I can see a lot of people getting all caught up in that. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I don't even know how they're going to do the bottom section of the saucer. I still don't know how that's going to work. The only thing I can suggest is that we put the frame in and then it gets screwed in, but then how are we going to do the wires? The only other thing I can suggest is that we're going to build just like with the Millennium Falcon, is that we're going to have the top and bottom built separate, and then we're going to sandwich them together later on. That's the only thing that I can think of them doing, the only way. And then connecting the edge section to connect it together. That's the only way I can think of them doing it. If anybody else thinks there's other ways, I would like to hear, because I just don't know. Yes. Well, I think there's only. I think there's going to be 3 or 4 in the main, in the saucer section, 3 in the neck, and I would imagine there's 3 in the main body, and then the warp nacelles, I reckon, are going to be the little AR batteries, LR ones, LR44s. I think they're going to be the little round batteries for the nacelles. I don't see them being big ones, and if they are, it's only going to be 1. 1 or 2. Yeah, I hope they did as well. Yeah, and we know they didn't. We know that this model is being, because there was 3 models made, so there was a 6 foot, a 4 foot, and a 2 foot, and all of them were different. And the Enterprise that we're getting is an amalgamation, so it's a mixture of all 3. So there are bound to be some people saying that this isn't accurate, this isn't accurate, this isn't accurate. It's already happened, but there is going to be. I think it's going to be an absolute awesome build once it's done. But yeah, there's already people saying that there's inaccuracies with it, so they would need a big scanner. Yeah, a big scanner. Yeah, just use one of the ones that are used in the ship. But yeah, I know, we know. But I don't even think they used scans of the original models, because obviously they all got sold. So I think they're using the CGI renders that they got for Star Trek Picard, which once again, if you're a big Star Trek fan, you know are slightly wrong. So, but yeah, you can tell with a lot of these cars, the Knight Rider is going to be an interesting one. Is it a scan of the original, or is it going to be a scan of the of a replica version? I think it's going to be a scan of the replica, to be fair. But yeah, I don't think it's the real version. I think that's probably been sold or destroyed. So I've seen some videos of people doing the Enterprise B, but have problems with fitting the panels. I've started fitting the panels, and the first 4 that I fitted on actually weren't as bad as I was expecting. There was a bit of discrepancy. I've done the video on stage 19, which is the worst one, with the wires being taken out and put in and stuff like that. I know there was problems with that because it doesn't really explain it very well in the book, in the magazine. But yeah, I've not had a problem as such, but I've seen some people have had real problems fitting them. Mine as well have sat flush. A lot of people said their panels have not sat flush. I've actually been quite lucky in that they've sat completely flush, which is really good. I would have built the Enterprise, but not from Eaglemoss. Yeah, they haven't got a very good rep at the moment, Eaglemoss. And obviously they've got the Willys Jeep coming out next year, and the I think they've got another Dodge Charger coming out, haven't they? A different version. And then they've got the Titanic as well, which is the wood version. That's all due to come out. I think they actually sent out letters, didn't they, saying January for the Willys Jeep and January for the Titanic. So yeah, another 2 builds we know that are coming out from Eaglemoss next year. It's going to be an interesting year because we still haven't had a test run for the Robocop or the though I don't think we're going to get one. I think this is coming out through Fanhome. But the Alien build hasn't had a test run yet here in the UK, and I'm really surprised with that. Very surprised, in fact, that they haven't had a test run. So is it going to come out? I think it is going to come out in the UK, but not just yet. Anyway, it's coming up for time now. Thank you all for listening to me rabbit on and for joining me and talking. I've loved having you here talking. It's been brilliant. What's coming up on the channel this week? We've got issue 13 of the Alien build. We've got a Star Trek Online ship that I ordered that is going to have a look at. We've also got, I'm going to be looking at one of these books that I've got here. The Enterprise build, stage 20 I'm doing. Yeah, let's get through some of these messages. Yeah, more stuff Eaglemoss can't send me. Yeah, I think it's really bad that they've done that. Excellent stream. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's what's coming up. I'm going to be playing Division this week. So if you want to watch me play that, I'll be sending links on my channel to say I'm just about to go on Twitch. But that will be the video on Saturday, and then the Patreon video on Friday. But anyway, thank you all for coming in and talking. It's been absolutely brilliant, and obviously we'll see you at the next video.